Welcome back to Skippers. Today I am going to look at some spring training standouts. Finally back from my trip to spring training, so looking over some stats, some guys who have really impressed. Either they're going to fly up your draft boards, or these are some guys you can put in your NA slots if you're doing that type of league in fantasy baseball. Gonna have a big week of must drafts and bounce back type videos next week, so stay tuned for that. Let's get into 4 players who have had a great start to spring training. Let's start with James Wood of the Nationals. He has an ADP of 353 right now. He was the huge piece in that Juan Soto deal from the Nats to the Padres a couple seasons ago, and he is showing off what he does best, hitting baseballs extremely hard and extremely far. So far this spring, he has 9 hits in 19 at-bats, and 3 of those have gone for home runs. There was only one park he hit a home run at that had StatCast available to people, and that ball went 411 feet with an exit velocity of 111.6 miles an hour. There is some steam for manager Davey Martinez that want James Wood to make this opening day roster. I don't think he's going to make the opening day roster, but I think if he crushes through the minors in the first month or two, there is good reason for him to come up for a Nationals team that's going to be no good. And you have a great outfield at that point, a bunch of prospects, Hassel and Dylan Cruz as well. But if you look at a guy like James Wood and his profile, how it would go normally, it's a guy who hits for a ton of power, but you think there's some swing and miss to his game. But so far this spring, the swing and miss has been under control. He has 6 walks to only 4 strikeouts. He did have a strikeout rate around 30% last season, but you can deal with a 30% strikeout rate when you're looking at the fantasy aspect of it when you have an ISO of 280 and you can steal 10 bases. He's only 21 years old, so I still think it is a long shot for him to make this team out of camp, but there is a really exciting fantasy baseball prospect waiting in James Wood. Second player with a great camp, Wyatt Langford of the Rangers, an outfielder. He has an ADP of 171. I know when we talk about Rangers prospects, there's going to be a lot of talk about Evan Carter, but I am personally just as excited for Wyatt Langford. During the draft process last season, Wyatt Langford went to Florida, and everyone talked about how Dylan Cruz was a generational prospect. But from a fantasy perspective, it seems as if Wyatt Langford has overtaken Cruz in fantasy rankings. So far this spring, Wyatt Langford is hitting 300, and he went back-to-back days where he totaled 3 home runs. I think he has a good chance of breaking camp with a big league club and can produce great counting stats. He's a guy who hits for a ton of power, good average, and can steal a ton of bases. He's the perfect fantasy baseball prospect. Although Evan Carter will be the more popular pick to win Rookie of the Year this year, I think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on Wyatt Langford at much better odds for us. The third player is Bailey Ober of the Twins, starting pitcher. His ADP is 158. There are going to be some talks about the Twins becoming a pitching factory. Even if all they do in the offseason is just send all their guys to Driveline to get better, they can make Bailey Ober a really good starter. Again, the numbers were good last season for Bailey Ober, and from the spring training metrics, he has completely overhauled his pitch arsenal, and he's got some added velo as well. Database Hit had a good piece on Bailey Ober's latest outing over on Twitter, where he struck out 7 of 10 batters that he faced. He introduced a new cutter slider, that's the type of spin they have on it, and his average fastball velocity went up 2.3 miles an hour. Ober, again, was really good last season and is being moved up in the rotation because of the departure of Sonny Gray. He had a fantastic strikeout to walk ratio, and if he's somehow able to miss more bats, he is a fantastic asset to pick up after pick 150. Finally, the most exciting guy of this bunch, a guy I personally love. I picked him to win the AL Cy Young about a month ago, and now he has just been the best pitcher in spring training. That is Terk Skal of the Tigers. His ADP is 49. He is going to be the guy that gets the most steam and see his ADP drop, and I think it is very well deserved. After a little velo jump in his return from injury last season, he got an even bigger one to start spring training. We've seen a tweak to his pitch arsenal as well that is leading to more whiffs as well. Let's start with the impressive return from last season. This is an Eric Cross tweet. Pitchers in the 21st century to have a season with minimum 80 innings pitched. Obviously, Skubal was around there because he was hurt before. With an ERA under 3, whip under 1, walk percentage under 5%, and strikeout percentage above 32%. These pitchers include Terk Skal in 2023, Jacob deGrom, Justin Verlander twice, Corey Kluber, Clayton Kershaw, and Pedro Martinez. When you look at his latest outings, he went 3 scoreless. He had only gave 1 hit, struck out 6. He threw 41 pitches, 68% of them for strikes. The fastball was hitting 97.4 with ride. Changeup shape looked great, 64% whiffs, and 49% college striking whiff rate, and that is from Chris Clegg. Looking at his overall spring stats, Skubal has thrown 5 innings, struck out 8 guys to only 1 walk, and hitters are hitting .067 against Terk Skal. Obviously, a super small sample size, and he hasn't been facing big league hitters for most of this. I think it was a B team from the Red Sox, but his stuff is legit, and the metrics are saying that he is going to be really good this season. I believe in Terk Skal, and I think he is a great pick in your fantasy baseball drafts. So those are 4 standouts. Obviously, there is a lot more. 4 guys I'm personally really interested in this spring training. Let me know some other guys that you guys think can shoot up some draft boards or being undervalued still right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.